He wants you to succeed. Have faith of a mustard seed. Get up on your feet. Rise up.
Welcome to the Drexel SEMA show. As you are aware, the Turks and Caicos Islands will be holding its general election on February 7th. So I'm interviewing a few candidates, not everybody, just a few. And today I'm interviewing an independent at-large candidate, Mr. Paul Beresford. And I want to take this opportunity to welcome Paul, everybody knows him as Cheese, to the Drexel SEMA show. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Mr. Seymour. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Okay. Before I get it, why do people call you Cheese?
That's a long story. I grew up on the island of North Caicos, and over there, everyone has a nickname. It starts from whether you're a little boy growing up, whatever you do, funny or however you look, they tend to attach your name to you. And if you get married, they tend to attach your husband name to you or you to your husband name, So that's how it is. Like my grandmother, everyone know her as Evelyn Tedges.
Tedges, okay.
That because Evelyn is her name and Teddy is his husband name.
Okay.
So,
All right. Okay.
That's how it is. It's an island life.
All right. So tell us, who's Paul Beresford? People watching the show, I know a lot of people from North Caicos probably know you. People in Provo. The other islands may not know you as much as the other islands, as Provo North. So tell us, who is Paul?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, hello. I'm happy to be here once again. Who is Paul Beresford? Paul Beresford is from North Caicos, Middle Caicos, South Caicos, Grand Turk, Saul Key, and Providenciales.
So you're well-rounded Turks and Caicos Island.
I am a well-rounded man. I've spent time with people from all these islands, and Paul Beresford is a product of these islands. Everyone from a little boy has taken a part and helped shaping me into the man I am today.
Yeah.
Okay, so when people ask me, like, who was my mother or who was my father, I just let them know, like Drexel, Seymour, Washington, Eldon, Norman, Skippins, whoever you could think of, whoever had a hand and played a role in helping raise me, they are my fathers.
Yeah.
I consider them all to be.
So you grew up in a community.
Yes.
Everybody's look out for each other.
Love for each other.
Okay. Tell us a little about your background. Like you are an entrepreneur, right?
Yes. Sir.
Tell us about what kind of businesses you're involved in. How long have you been in business?
Well, I've been in business in the Turks and Caicos doing business on my own for about 30 years. I've started out construction, heavy equipment operating. Then I've gotten into real estate sales, went to Gold Coast School, did some studies there for a little bit, came back, got into real estate. And I tend to like, development and artwork. So that's what I focus a lot on. But I do some property management also.
Oh, okay. So you have multiple business, very different types of businesses.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And what makes you think that what makes you think that you'll be a great candidate or be a member of the House of Parliament?
Well, Drex, to be honest with you, I am a great candidate.
Why?
The reason why I say I'm a great candidate is because I've been voting and supporting parties here for the last, say, 25 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen what could be done. I've seen a glimmer of hope what this country could be, and I can be a part of that. I know I have a lot to offer, and given the opportunity, I can do that.
Okay. All right. And okay, so this leads me to the next question. Then, why did you decide to run as an independent candidate rather than joining one of the main political parties? Why did you decide to run as an independent candidate?
Okay, as an independent candidate, I feel like I have a lot to offer. I'm free to be able to lobby on behalf of the people without the constraints of having to answer or follow the party guidelines.
Oh, okay.
Right? I can focus directly on meeting the needs and the concerns of the citizens.
Mm-hmm.
So this is one of the reasons why I choose to run
As an
as an
independent?
independent candidate.
Okay. So you're running. I know some people have different platforms or main issues or objectives they're trying to achieve. What are the main things that you're trying to achieve if you become successful in this upcoming election? What areas are your platform?
If you look at my platform, Drax, which it clearly shows right here, these are, you have it here, some of the areas that I intend to work on. And one, transparency and accountability in government. Not just in government, in the civil servants on a whole. Because it starts, it ends with them. And if we have a breakdown in the system from ministers to PS to civil servants, at the end of the day, the people suffers.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where we need to fix that glitch.
Yeah, the civil servants are running government.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So if we don't have a proper running and functioning civil servant, we won't have the service in.
But how will you ensure that it's transparent and being held accountable so it can be effective?
One of the ways I intend to do that, Drax, is accountability. Right? I have to rebuild trust through open and honest governance. And one of the ways, if you look on my page, I say I can do that is by social equity, inclusion, and equal opportunities for everyone, regardless of their background. Not because you are Seymour and I'm a Hanfield, you must automatically be promoted or get more opportunities than, you know.
So everybody should be on an equal level,
yes.
same field. Okay. And you talk about the infrastructure. Can you elaborate on the infrastructure?
When I say infrastructure, you know, everyone seems to think that infrastructure is basically road building.
Yeah.
You know, when I say infrastructure, especially in a country like this, it's more than roads. We have to look outside the box, right? In order to grow this country and get the economy that we need, we have to look at infrastructure like a deep water port, somewhere like Northwest Point.
Mm-hmm.
This alone will bring shipping costs from Florida to Providencial Islands down to probably a fraction.
And it will reduce our utility bill as well.
Exactly.
They'll be able to bring larger boats in.
And one of the other things when I talk about infrastructure, we have to look at, say, connecting islands, right? When you do connect Provo to North Caicos, this alone will relieve the burden of North Caicos and Middle Caicos people by 50%.
And also relieve the housing issue.
The housing issue, right? So this is some of the things that I talk about.
And you'll fight for when you get
I'm fighting for that every day.
Okay. And tell us about the public safety and immigration issue.
Public safety and immigration is dear to me because, as you know, immigration, which is now border force, immigration is our frontline defense. Whenever there's an illegal vessel, we call on border force immigration. And they're the ones that's out there putting their lives at risk for us while we home in our beds, laying down, sleeping comfortably. Immigration needs to get treated better. Their needs a fair shake. And, you know, like for example, these guys risk their lives for us, Drax. These guys are not armed. They just go there running through the bushes with no care. They can be home and, you know, they deserve more.
Okay. Okay. And what will you do to make sure that they get more?
Well,
some of the things.
Some of the things I would do to make sure they get more is have regular meeting with them, head to the department, and enhance security measures while developing policies that reflect their needs.
Okay, so you're gonna sit down, listen to their needs, and try to address it. I got you. You also have housing and homelessness as your fifth area on here. Tell us about that.
When it comes to housing and homelessness, Drax, that's something that we have taken for granted here in the Turks and Caicos, because it all has to do a lot with equal pay and fair pay. Because let's just broaden this out for a bit, and let's say we bring in Jake Smith to come work here. We automatically be paying him $100,000. We're giving him housing allowance. We're giving him island allowance. We're giving him whatever allowances. We hire you. We pay you $100,000. You don't get nothing because why?
Because I'm a resident.
right? You have the same housing bills, you have the same food bills, you have the same phone bills, you have the same gas bills, you have the same car utility bills. So
I hear you saying.
it's unfair to locals to say we are paying you equal with the.
I hear what you're saying, you know, but I know, and I used to question that as well, and that's a valid point you raise. And what some employees are saying is that when they bring people here, that these people already have a home back in their country, and so because they bring them here, they have a mortgage back home, and so they gotta help them here with their housing. That's the reason that they give me, because I question it as well.
Well, Drex, again, I mean, you can question that, and
Yeah.
I will question it also. Depends on which country you're bringing them from, because, you know, you have to take into consideration the difference in pay grades and economic changes from where they're coming from to here, right? The US dollar currency versus GDA, JCA, or CBN. You have to take all that into consideration.
So you will look into that, making sure that we are not at a disadvantage of people that come here, same job, but less benefits.
Right.
I see.
Or we have to look at a pay scale where locals can get more.
I see. No problem. That's fair. All right, that's fair. That's good. Now, you know, we have a major issue with crime in the country, and especially newcomers in politics. In my personal opinion, as an observer, new people who don't understand how government works, they tend to politicize crime on both sides.
Right.
PM. You are a newcomer to politics. We have so many murders in 2024, unresolved. And what do you think? What do you think is causing all of these crimes to take place? And what do you think we need to do to try to alleviate it? And do you think that we should politicize crime?
Drugs crime is not a political issue. Crime should never be a political issue. Crime is a community issue, it's an island issue, it's a government issue. And everybody can have an opinion on crime, but it always starts with your governor, your commissioner, and down to the officers. Okay? When it comes to fighting crime, you need to have community engagement. Community engagement here with the police is pretty non-visible. So that's one of the things that we.
So the police is not visible in the community. You're saying, all right.
We need to get back to foot patrol, get back in the communities, have substations, and have the talk. You have to do a survey and find out why things are the way they is, and we have to. But some of the ways that we really need to fight crime is bringing in a commissioner. Don't speak frankly. I love the police. I support the police force every day, and I do everything I could to help them in any way. But bringing in a police commissioner from the UK to fight or deal with crimes here in Turks and Caicos is completely different from what they're fighting in the UK. In the UK, we have
I heard that before, yeah.
Right? So what we need to do is consider US-style policing with the UK-style intelligence. If we combine those two together, we can get crime down to a minimum.
All right. I hear what you're saying. But how do we? Well, I mean, you can probably catch the criminals based on what you're saying. But I believe that there's a greater problem. I believe that people have some mental issues, or their minds are messed up. Or we have social issues where people don't want to work, or those who want to work can't find a job, and so they resort to crimes, and you have people with gangs. How do we get down to that part? Because without people mind something, they're doing it, and then we're not blaming the police because they can't solve crimes.
Police can solve crime, but it takes the community. Okay? Addressing what you said, for example, right? We develop programs that address the root cause of it.
Right.
Like you said, poverty, unemployment, drugs, whatever the reason is, we have to address that and deal with it.
All right, hands
Right?
up.
It's simple. Once you get, when you have to get the police back in the community,
I agree.
it starts from the schools. Back in the day when we were going to school, you know, the police would come in like every so often, have a talk with us, educate us on, you know, things to do, what not to do, and why you should become a policeman and the importance and the role of a policeman. These are the things that will help prevent crime in the community if you work on it.
Now, another big issue, I know you talk about the housing already, you talk about connected islands and people have to come here.
Yeah.
But another big concern for a lot of people too is the cost of living. What do you think we need to do to address the cost of living crisis that is taking place, not just in Turks and Caicos, throughout the world? What do you think we need to do to address that?
One of the things what we need to do and we should do is we need to prioritize access and opportunities for locals. Okay, locals are being marginalized, they're being pushed to the back.
You mean the jobs?
The jobs, it starts with the government,
Okay.
right? And whatever government does, you know, the public usually, the private sector mirrors what government does. So if the government is doing it, then the private sector is doing it. So some of the ways we need to do that is work on ways to give them access and opportunities.
So you're saying basically that so they can have more money to deal with the cost of living, they need better jobs, better positions,
They just need
or
better employment conditions.
Okay.
Right?
To help them to have more money to deal with the crisis.
Correct.
All right.
Because, like I said to you, right now,
Of course, they should be. I think we should have more entrepreneurs too, though.
then that's where, given the access and the opportunity,
I see. Okay.
it will get us there.
Okay. All right. Gotcha. Are there any other areas that are dear to your heart that you want to cover, or I want you to look into the camera? I know you already say why you're running. Well, look into the camera and tell the people why we have 9 choices at the large candidates. 9. And so you have 9 candidates from the PNP, 9 from the PDM, that's 18. And then we have 2 independent candidates, you and Mr. Robinson. So there'll be 20 candidates. Tell the people, look in the camera, tell the people why you should be one of those 9 people that they should vote for.
Turks and Caicos, you should vote for Paul Beresford because Paul Beresford have your interests at heart. A vote for Paul is a vote in the betterment for all. I will work tirelessly, endlessly to make sure that you can not just survive, right? I will work to make sure that you get what you deserve. This is your country and nothing here is too good for you. Mind you have to put in the work. I'll make sure you put in the work and I will definitely make sure you get the reward.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you for being a guest on the Drexel Seaman Show. I want to thank all of you for watching. I must tell you, I admire those persons that move away from the party system. I really admire them, the bold move to run independently. I know a lot of people say, oh, independents don't work in Turks, or third parties don't work. But I admire people for giving themselves and giving themselves a try. You will know unless you try. And so today I just interviewed Mr. Paul Beresford, and it's up to you now to decide whether he'll be one of the 9 candidates that you choose in this upcoming election. Thank you for watching the Drexel Seaman Show. I wish all the candidates, I wish them great success. Of course, we only get 9 winners at large, and then we have 10 constituencies, and so thank you for watching the show.
Thank you.
All right, good job.
Right.